Well, it confirmed how he died.
26-year-old Ryan Harding was 2 months from being released from prison when his mother got a call to say he died.
I had a conversation with him the day before, yeah.
Just talk me about that.
Hiya, Mum, you okay? And I'd say, yeah, boy, I'm okay. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, Mum, love you. That's the last time I spoke to him alive, and it's really hard. And then for the following day then to get the phone call off his friend to say that he died. I just cried. I shouted to my husband, and I just shouted, he's gone, babe. And even the next door neighbour, you'd be crying and screaming. And that's a day I'll never ever forget.
Ryan had not been known to use hard drugs, but she says an ombudsman report found synthetic drugs were in his system.
Do you blame the prison?
Yeah, I do blame the prison, definitely.
It happened in Park Prison in Bridgend, where earlier this year there were 10 deaths in just 3 months, a number drug-related. Self-harm has doubled in a year. Zach Griffiths, who was an inmate in Park last year, says the jail is overcrowded. Prisoners spend too long in their cells, and dangerous drugs get in too easily, sometimes delivered by drone.
You can fly a drone straight to the windows and with nothing at all to stop it.
That happens, does it?
Happens all the time. And very often these drugs are being mixed with, very potent synthetic opiates.
Yeah.
And if you're not a chemist, how do you know what mixtures you give into people? How do you know what the tolerance levels of the person who's going to take the drugs are?
Yeah.
That's how people die.
Park Prison says it holds complex prisoners, many with mental health and substance misuse issues, and is committed to supporting them. Its problems, though, are echoed by a report today into prisons across the country. The Chief Inspector describes a devastating picture, with a surge in illicit drug use, self-harm and violence. Out of 32 inspected prisons, 30 were poor or insufficiently good. 60% were overcrowded.
The danger is we end up, as we see in so many cases, that prisoners are simply a revolving door. Untreated mental health problems, untreated drug users, people with nowhere to live when they come out, homelessness within the system. And that, of course, just creates more victims of crime.
The government today is alleviating the overcrowding pressure, releasing hundreds of prisoners early after only serving 40% of their sentence.
This is not a change that we wanted to make. It was the only option left on the table because the alternative would have seen the total collapse of the criminal justice system in this country. We would have seen the breakdown of law and order.
There was simply no room left for prisoners to be housed. But Zach says there needs to be bigger changes.
We have to step back from that sort of resentment towards inmates and prisoners and understand that these are human beings that actually need our help.
Do you think they're being treated like human beings?
No. What we're talking about here is placing the public at harm, because if people are not being rehabilitated, these inmates are going to come back out onto the streets in your towns, villages and cities, and they're going to be, I'd consider them to be a higher risk.
The question now is how many of those released early will find themselves back in jail. Jason Farrell, Sky News.